Can they go?
Unbelievable individual move by Crawford.
Isolation. He is tough.
Unbelievable achievement.
Oh my goodness, he broke his ankle. Is there a medic in the house?
Like in the Jamal Crawford show. Wow. Must be the shoe.
Crawford for the win. Got it! Look out.
You know, when we talk about pure hoopers, guys who didn't just play the game but live in the art of it, you gotta bring up Jamal Crawford. Jamal wasn't built like your typical superstar. He never had the MVPs or the All-Star appearances and didn't need a starting role to cook. But when that ball was in his hands, magic. Straight poetry in motion. It was like the game slowed down just for him. Handled tight like a drum, hesitation so deadly it should have been illegal. And that crossover, man, that crossover sent defenders to the shadow realm. Off the bench, he was lethal. 3-time six-man of the year, and honestly, it could have been more. Most dudes need rhythm, touches, and time to get going. Jamal will check in cold and light it up like he never sat down. That's rare. He was the guy you watched just to see how he scored, not just how much. He made buckets look beautiful. Some guys get 20 points with brute force. Crawford did it with style, grace, and a little bit of disrespect. He didn't just break ankles, he broke spirits. And let's not forget, he dropped 50 points on 4 different teams off the bench. That ain't just skill, that's legacy. That's what happens when your game ages like wine. Jamal Crawford was the essence of a bucket, a walking mixtape, and every time he stepped on the floor, you knew you were in for a show. So here's a collection of NBA legends and players explaining how skilled Jamal Crawford was.
In the Garden.
Okay.
Jamal
That was some bullshit.
Crawford.
Oh my
I have
God.
never seen a player go off like this.
He was
in
whooping
my
our
life.
ass.
He hit. You know how you score 17 points straight.
Ooh.
He hit 17 buckets in
Straight.
a row.
That's crazy.
Consecutive buckets in the Garden.
Oh,
so
it was
I'm
crazy.
It was crazy. And the thing is, you want to finish this story or you want me to tell you?
Please go ahead.
So this is how it went down, right? So this is the time I think shit was going left. And Pat took a leave of absence, and this is when he started showing up to Beasley and D-Rose games. So Ron Rothstein was our coach at this time, and Jason Capono, I think Posey was still there, Twan, you, me, and he getting his ass buzzed, right?
Who's he?
I'm sorry, everybody getting their ass buzzed. I'm not even clocked in the game yet. I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn, I'm looking at niggas on the bench like, bro, this shit crazy, kicking their ass. I'm like, damn, you know, but I'm out the rotation at this point. This motherfucker Rothstein had the nerve like, hey, D-Right, let's go. You got Jamal. I'm like, what? He done made 12 in a row.
He already
14
hot.
in a
He
row.
already
So
hot.
was it 16 or 17 consecutive
I think it was
baskets?
17 consecutive
Okay,
baskets.
so I got in when he had 13 consecutive. What they gonna show on ESPN?
The last
The last 3. So it looked like I'm getting my ass whooped the whole game.
Have you ever heard an announcer in the arena say one player name consistently for
It's
17
crazy.
straight consecutive
That's
buckets?
bananas.
Never
He
seen nothing
never,
like that.
by the time he finished saying his name, he had to say it again. Think about it. Jamal.
Man.
He just had to keep going.
How many he have? Like 50?
50.
Yeah, he had
Yeah,
50.
50.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
55.
That's 16 consecutive buckets.
Both.
It's
Buckets,
crazy.
dog.
Crazy.
Hey,
Shout out to Jay
Come
Yeah, a whole lot of games, man.
One of the best to ever
Oh,
come.
Nasty.
he had that thing on the string.
Yes, he did.
He had that thing on the string. He played with you,
Create
dog.
space.
Yeah, he just play with you. He don't say nothing to you neither. He just ha ha ha. You like, oh shit, please, miss.
Cash. All that too, though.
You played in officially, you scored how many points?
For Phoenix? Or
Yeah.
for the Nets?
Phoenix. It was Phoenix, right? We hit 50.
Yeah, 51, 5 assists off the bench.
That's his last game he
lead
played,
with
In
a
bro.
an arena,
one
in a
thing?
real like arena.
yeah.
Yeah.
Before you continue, you ever hit 50 in the league?
No.
He hit
I ain't never hit 50
47,
in the league.
Whatever.
This man last game. How old was you, 40?
39.
50.
It was crazy though.
Come on.
One thing about Jamal Crawford, you could drop him anywhere in America and he's gonna get buckets. That's what he do. He's a walking bucket. Reminds me of that old school that used to go to the park. They used to come to the park and have that 40 in his hand with his cigarette in his mouth, and he used to put his 40 by the goal and come out and give us that work. And we used to be like, how can he do it? Some people naturally just could play the game of basketball. And Jamal Crawford is one of them. He's just a walking bucket.
I want to talk about Jamal Crawford,
the greatest six man the NBA has ever seen.
True.
Maybe they should name the award after him. When Jamal Crawford scores 10-plus points, they're 14-4. They're 10 games over 500. Get this man the ball. When he scores under 10,
Shake your pants.
they're only a 500 team. He's halfway there. He has 6 points. Their new and improved bench to go along with their veterans. When Jamal Crawford gets double figures, you can almost chalk it up for a victory.
And also, the thing about Jamal Crawford, he's clutch.
Guy with Jamal Crawford threw it through my legs.
Oh, it's time to quit.
I remember that.
It's time to quit.
I've seen that. You remember that, huh?
This sounds like the Don't Remind Me segment from an earlier show. Go ahead.
You know, the new up screener rolls, so I put my foot on the sideline thinking he has nowhere to go. He threw it through my legs and laid it up, but I looked at Bernie Bickerstaff as my coach, and he said, time.
I always say, you got to put me in retirement. You know, you threw it through my leg.
Oh, man.
I'm still standing there. I was
You playing the 4, though.
I was playing the 4. I stepped out. You threw it through my legs. I looked at Bernie, and Bernie's like, yeah, it's time.
It's time. You was playing the 4, so you're guarding the big, and then you stepped up, so you made me do it.
I
didn't have no room on the sideline.
Oh, okay, there you go. I've never seen nobody go through the back, around the back, and then keep it around the back.
There's actually a longer version to that.
Okay.
I haven't showed that in the NBA yet. And
It's coming?
It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. Now, this is the next one.
This next one, I lost the ball, and AJ reached for it. And I was shocked because I thought they were going to call foul because he reached, and we kind of had some contact. It was nothing. So I was like, oh, man, you turn it over. You got to get it back. And I was already going to my next move on the spin.
This ain't a thought process. This is the
No, this is all instinctive.
Jamal Crawford lost world peace. And look at the Clipper bench.
This the one was one of my favorites. Round and round we go.
Yeah, I played with him in Chicago, and he's so good with his feet and his hands, you know. But at this point, I want to make him move his feet a little bit. And I had to put a little combination together on him because he's so good defensively. You know, you got to make him shift a little bit.
Is it when you get him shifting, that's when you know you got him broken down?
Yeah, when he's shifting now, because I'm like a boxer, like counter-punching. You know, I'm going to do something to get somebody to counter and react, and then I'll counter off what they do.
He's the all-time leader in 4-point plays. Almost invented these.
Give me the art, give me the mindset of being able to have a 4-point play. First, you got to hit the shot, then be able to draw the foul.
I shoot it when people least expect it. And by that time, they're trying to react, and I'm already in shooting motion. And luckily, I make the shot. But I think the hardest part is hitting the free throw afterwards.
Now, this last one, you know, this is the most recent. You know, I screamed on this one. Oh, Lord have mercy.
That was the one on
Man
Lance.
down.
That was the one on Lance, and Lance was saying he knew all my tricks. So I told him earlier before that I have a whole nother bag he hasn't seen yet.
Did you see the dribble that freed him up? Watch this. Whoa.
So the first we saw against the Knicks, round the back, and you kept it. Now this one is the double round the back.
It's a double behind the back.
So Lance is dancing. So what would you call that dance Lance was doing?
That one? Lance was moonwalking, man. Lance was moonwalking a little bit on that one.
Does this post mean that Jamal Crawford has officially retired?
Yes, and rightfully so. I think they should consider naming the Sixth Man of the Year award after my little brother. I'm really happy to see what he's accomplished, not only as a player, but as a man, getting buckets on anybody you put in front of him. One of the greatest showmen the league has seen, one of the best clutch performers that the game has seen.
Right, Jamal Crawford is ridiculous.
That's the mix,
yeah.
right?
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
I can't forget
Jamal
him.
got some real stuff.
Yeah, he do. He got some
He the
mix.
first one I seen with the double behind the back pat.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da on the break.
In the game. Hey, Isaiah, I may
was
move
like,
a couple of them down. I'm putting Jamal in the top 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm moving him.
Yeah.
He got a lot of good action. I'm talking about like action when it comes to like just dancing with the ball, man. Yeah. He got a lot with him. Ooh.
Yeah, I had never seen a guy on the fast break come down and pat it behind his back twice, and hit it, and then dance with it. I was like, oh.
Yeah, he got everything. He got the jump step and the jump stop and
that's
the
nice.
He's definitely.
Jamal Crawford has the greatest signature move of all time, the shake and bake.
Jamal Crawford, probably his behind the back toe hop.
Here comes Crawford in transition. Behind the back, and the finger roll. What a move by Jamal Crawford.
I like Jamal Crawford's double behind the back, where he goes behind the back twice. I don't think it really got a word, but it's like a double hop. He goes behind one way and hops back the other way. It's legit.
Favorite Jamal Crawford story? I'd probably say the one and only time I played him one-on-one. I think that's my story. I mean, yeah, this was the summer, or this is like May. This is like May, and I was going to school, going to Duke in like June. So this was like right before I left to go to Duke. And he was like, check up. This after we played pickup at Washington, UW. And he was like, check up. Which he had never, I've known Jamal since I was a freshman. He never asked to check up. So I was like, oh, okay. He's dead serious right now. So we played five all ones, 3 dribbles. And he beat me 5-4. And then I was like, and I was pissed. I was pretty pissed. Like it got pretty competitive. You know, like we stopped each other both a couple times. Like guys, we got a little tired. Like it was a real one-on-one game. And I was like, man, run it back. He was like, no, never again. He was like, never again. He was like, we're never gonna play again. And so that kind of pissed me off. But
I love Fam. He's the best.
It's hard to convince me that Ginobili was he was individually better than Jamal Crawford. So we'll look at the resume and say, he got 5 rings. All right, let them play one-on-one. Who you taking? I'm gonna take Jamal. Okay, so he's the better player. Right? So, and that's how I value it. Like, yeah, Manu was amazing in that structure, but when we're talking about individual play, I can't say as an individual, you take the rings, individual, he's not top 5 best 6 men of all time.
You put Jamal in multiple different offenses and he gonna get a bucket.
You went to that level where, I just saw you working and I could identify with it. Like I'm watching you play and going, wow. He thought of that, and then I'm thinking the same thing. That's really weird. Like how when you do something, it didn't wow me. It was like, wow, your brain works that way. Not that you could do the move, but most people's brains can't work like our brains.
And P, one of the greatest compliments I ever got, and I never told you this, one of the greatest compliments I ever got is I did a move in a game in New York, and you smiled, you said, that reminded me of me. I was like, man, what? He just said, Kenny Hardaway said,
yeah, you did some stuff. And you gave the Knicks fans a joy, I promise you.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and tell me, where do you rank Jamal Crawford when you talk about the greatest 6 man in NBA history? So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and until next time.